We gather in this sacred space, made more sacred in this moment by the presence and attention of each and every one of us. In a spirit of welcome, I invite those gathered here in the sanctuary to greet those attending from home by waving and saying hello right from where you are. And for those in the sanctuary, let's just take a brief moment to greet one another.
Good morning, everyone. Our opening words today are, if I can find, yes. Oh, you can do your announcements first. Sorry. All right. Trying to upstage.
Good morning. Hi, everybody. I'm Stephen Parapelic, and along with Martin Newhouse, I am serving today as today's worship associate. It's so nice to be with you. The Winchester Unitarian Society is a welcoming, caring community devoted to spiritual growth, social transformation, and environmental responsibility. Guided by Unitarian Universalist principles and the diverse traditions of many faiths, we live our values through worship, reflection, connection, and service. And here we welcome all, people of all racial and ethnic backgrounds, people of all sexual orientations and genders, people of all incomes and abilities, people of all beliefs, and people with religious questions. We know you are here for different reasons: to find community, to seek your spiritual and personal truths, to question, to nurture your heart and soul, to be nurtured, to explore new ideas, to find comfort, and perhaps to find the answers to some of your bigger questions. Today is a special summer service. It's our annual hymn sing. The service will include even more beautiful singing to uplift our spirits through the power of music, and something we can all appreciate, especially on this sultry summer Sunday. So enjoy. But now let us open our hearts and minds to the spirit of this morning's worship service with these words from Martin.
Now it's the proper point. I feel the spirit of Heather Janulus frowning at me for trying to interrupt Stephen. The opening words come from Eric Williams. Let us sing a song to the eternal. Let us sing a song to the eternal. Let the earth and her children break forth in song. Let the sky and its creatures in chorus reply. Let the sea and all that is within it sound out praise. Let the storms raise their voices, the rivers clap their hands, and the mountains echo a verse from their rocky peaks. May we who are gathered here this morning sing with great rejoicing, so that we can fulfill our part in the great choir of all creation. And now, as Stephen lights the chalice, as Stephen said, today we're gathered for our annual summer hymn sing, which celebrates the joy of singing together in community. In that spirit, I invite you to rise in body, rise in spirit, to sing the words of our chalice lighting, hymn number 362 in the gray hymnal, Rise Up, O Flame, as Stephen lights our chalice. Now, please remain standing in body or in spirit, as we sing our first hymn, number 346, Come Sing a Song with Me.
Excellent. And I'd love to invite the young people, young at heart, up forward for a little time together. Come on up. How's everybody doing this morning? Hi there. So, this is a little quiz whether you were paying attention. What is it we're doing in the service this morning? Oh, you guys are. But we're going to be doing something very special that we actually often do together, which we just did, in fact. We're going to be singing. Yeah, we're going to be singing hymns. We have a hymn sing, and people are just going to choose hymns, and we're going to sing them. So I thought it'd be interesting to talk to you a little bit about hymns, and maybe a little bit why we sing them and where they come from. So we often sing hymns in the service. Does anybody have an idea, like what, if somebody asks you what a hymn is, what would you say? What's a hymn? Yes, what do you think? It's a religious song. Sure, exactly. Anything else? Any other ideas on that? Yeah, totally. And it's like everything we do in church, it's a very special type of song, and we sing about different things in hymns, and we often sing in other songs that like are on the radio, right? So we do it together. That's, of course, a really important part of it. It's a really communal aspect to it. Another question for you is, I wonder if anybody knows where our hymns come from. Any ideas? Yeah, what do you think? From religious people. Yeah, go ahead. Exactly, from religious people who sang songs, right? And it turns out that religious people all over our world have been singing songs together for the entire time that we've been humans. So there are a lot of religious songs from a lot of different religious communities that we actually have in our hymnal. And because we're a faith that celebrates many different kind of traditions, we actually have hymns that are hymnal from the European folk traditions. We have some Hindu hymns from India. We have some hymns from Asia, from China in our hymnal as well. So it's a really kind of a great mix of different things. I actually just wanted to show you one thing that's really cool in our hymnal, and I don't know if you want to look at it, but I'm open in here, and this is a hymnal too, so you can pay around. I'm looking at this page right here, and if you look down at the bottom, and people in the pews can do this too. I'm looking at page 192. At the bottom of this, you can see the people who wrote the words and the people who wrote the music of the hymn, the bottom left-hand side. So this was written by, can somebody read that author there? Yeah, it's an interesting name, right? And they lived a long time ago. And this tune was written by Libby Larson, who's actually a modern composer. She's written for symphonies and things like that. If you look at the next page, we've got a different author, and we've got this collection called Southern Harmony. And that's this great collection of hymns that was written in the United States about 200 years ago, and they published it together. So it's a hymn from this country about 200 years ago. And if you turn the page, we've got another hymn that comes to us from China. So in our hymnal, we've got all of these different hymns from all over the world celebrating all different parts of the human experience. And it's a Chinese folk song, isn't that cool? And we get to sing them together. That's one of the many, many things I love about hymns. Yes?
There's something that I was wondering about.
Yes.
What about this?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that question. So if you look at, and Ira's asking about on the bottom right-hand side, it says on 194, it says irregular. And on 183, it says LM. And on 192, it's 10, 11, 10, 11. And that has to do with the rhyme scheme of the text. LM stands for long meter, which is a set of stanchions, and 11, 10, 11, 10 means one line has 11 syllables, another line has 10 syllables. So that's getting a little bit technical, so I don't want to kind of go down to that, but that's what those numbers are. And irregular means that they're uneven. Every line's a little different, a little bit quirky. They put that in the hymnal. Oh, goodness, now you're really going to quiz me. Actually, if you have a text that is in long meter, you can sing those words to any other hymn that has a long meter tune to it. So the hymns are really interchangeable and kind of fluid that way. We're not going to test the congregation on that this year. All right, any other questions? I think I'm going to run over the piano, and we're going to sing you out to your RE activities.
We now come to the part of our service today, the joys and sorrows, where anyone who has a particular joy or sorrow or any news they would like to share with those present, we ask you to come up, give us your name, state what you would like everyone to know, and then light a candle. I want to remind everybody that this service is recorded and will be archived. So don't say anything that you don't want anyone in the world to access. We will follow the joys and sorrows with silence, and then we will sing our way out of silence with hymn number 1002, Comfort Me. So let us begin with our joys and sorrows. Is there anyone who would like to come up and light a candle? Anyone have anything to share with the congregation? Well, if not, I'll start by saying that we learned today that our youngest grandchild, Sadie, who was born on Christmas Day last year, has just learned to sit up by herself. So I will light a candle for that. Anyone else?
Hi, Hi, my name is Marilyn Wilson, and this is a candle in honor of my oldest sister, who was 79 and died about a week and a half ago. In the same year that she died, she had 3 great-grandchildren born. So, an amazing circle of life.
So sorry to hear that.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mary Cunningham, and I've told so many people when we've been here before why we are here, what my connection is with Winchester. So I'll just say it now in a candle. It's a joy to be here in John Kramer's church. John and I are friends from a wonderful organization, a national organization of UU musicians. I think that's one of the ways we first met. I also was friends with your mom for many, many years in the Lexington Music Club. So I'm a musician, and my husband Ron and I are happy to come here. We're now in Medford, so it's fun to come and do the wonderful music here in your church.
I'm Kathy Richardson, and I want to light a candle of concern for the political situation in our country that has led to people feeling that violence is an appropriate reaction. I'm not sure how we get out of this, but I think it involves a lot of good people working together, and I'm glad to be part of all the good people in this community.
If there is no one else, okay, Stephen?
Didn't plan to say anything, but I was glanced over at the bouquet there. I can't even tell if it's fake or real, but my joy is about all the hydrangeas this season. Aren't they just marvelous? And there's actually a reason, probably many of you know, we had a rainy fall and a mild winter, which means we have wonderful hydrangeas. So we're not imagining it. It's a real thing this summer.
Thank you. Anyone else? Then I will light one last candle to commemorate and memorialize all those joys and sorrows and other concerns or happinesses that we hold in our hearts today and that have been unspoken this morning.
reading is an excerpt from Singing in the Dark by Carrie Newcomer. Last weekend, I visited the Abbey of Gethsemane in central Kentucky, which is the oldest Trappist monastery in the United States. There's a small hermitage on the grounds where monk, author, mystic, poet, and social activist Thomas Merton lived and wrote his more than 50 books on spirituality, interfaith, understanding, Eastern and Western mystic contemplative practice, and peacemaking. The monks of this community are dedicated to lives of simplicity, prayer, contemplation, meaningful work, solitude, and union. Together they practice the daily liturgy of the hours, which means that 7 times each day they stop everything they are doing to gather as a community and sing. They believe this practice of regular prayer and singing is a way to express their devotion, and that it is a matter of doing service to all humankind. During the weekend, I attended many of the liturgies of the hours, including the earliest vigil. The early vigil happens at 3:15 a.m. So when I heard the monastery bell ringing at 2:45 a.m., I pulled on my jeans and sweater, dragged a brush through my hair, and splashed a little water on my face. By the time I reached the tall, elegant church, the monks were already gathering. They were coming together at the darkest time of the night, and since it was December, during the darkest days of the year. They began to sing, pray, and chant, sometimes together, sometimes a single voice, sometimes in call and response. In the light of that long, tall space, I could not help but feel these humble songs were part of what holds this beautiful and broken world together. There's something wide and transcending at the heart of true song. Something is nurtured in the world whenever a poem is read aloud or a song is sung in community. Sitting at vigil, I had the sense that we are not held together just by gravity, which keeps the planets in orbit, or by electromagnetic forces, forever attracting electron to proton, but by the sincerity of our good intentions and the renewing of our hopes through daily action. We are, at least in part, held together by the power of the songs we continue to sing faithfully, even at the darkest hour of the night during the darkest days of the year.
We are now at the place we've all been waiting for. Now, we don't have infinite amount of time, so we may not get to everybody's hymn. But I would ask those who have a favorite hymn to call it forth. And I will bring the microphone to you, and you can let John know what your favorite hymn is. Okay, he says you can call it out, and hope we can hear it. Yes? Hold on one second. Bob? Excuse me? Which number? Which one?
I think it's 6. And then 298 was the next one I heard.
Okay. Okay, we're going to sing number 6. Number 6 to begin with, and then 298. And then I know somebody else would like us to sing number 16. Next, I believe, is 298, which is Wake Now My Senses. And can we do number 16? 'Tis a gift to be simple. So another hymn, yes. 115? Which one is that? So 115 and 207. 115. Okay, so, okay. One 115 is God of grace and God of glory. And what was next? 207. Earth was given as a garden. 86? Now we're singing 86. And then 159, and I'm afraid that'll have to be the last hymn. I don't know. Okay, so 86 first. And then Jack, what did you? 159, and I'm afraid that has to be our last. So 159.
Our weekly offering is an opportunity of dedication, an invitation to live our values through acts of generosity. In this way, The offering is also a spiritual practice, a collective affirmation of our shared values and commitment to the mission of this liberal religious congregation. Those attending via live stream will soon see information about how to donate. Those in the sanctuary are also welcome to donate electronically. You may find more information in your order of service. If you are visiting for the first time, we invite you to be our guest. The most valuable thing you can offer is your completed visitor information card so we can stay connected beyond this Sunday. The offering will now be generously given and gratefully received. That was lovely. You are invited to join me in reciting our shared affirmation. We gather not for ourselves alone, but to use our common power to build the beloved community within and beyond these walls. We create and reaffirm this covenant this day to make justice flourish, to practice compassion amidst difference, and to embody transformative love. And now please rise in body or spirit to join in singing hymn number 108, My Life Flows On in Endless Song.
In the river, the water continually flows on, yet the river is ever there. Our lives flow on in endless song, yet life and joy shall never end. Please be seated.
Thank you, John. Let's extinguish the chalice together by reciting the words for extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. This service has ended, but our life of service continues. Join us for coffee hour or a cool drink in the parlor.